Interesting. All right, so that's better now. Testing, testing, one, two, three. Wow, that is really zoomed in a lot. So, I think we are streaming on multiple channels. So that's all right. Give me 1 second, y'all. Then I'll explain to you what's going on here. What's going on, Thumbstick? We doing you know what I'm about to ask. How we looking? All right, let's back up here. Okay, so it's begun. Yes, sir. Now, has it begun? Are you talking about me or has it begun for you? What's going? Yes, there we go. Okay, there we go. Congratulations, sir. What's going on, Ty? Appreciate the belated birthday wishes. So, I want to give a quick rundown of what we're doing today. So I know I've been promising to get back to the AppSec rabbit hole, and I promise we're gonna get back to the AppSec rabbit hole. But one of the things that I am learning as a business owner is that things are always shifting and priorities change a little. So because of that, um, I also have to switch priorities. So as we're gearing up for summer camps, we have a couple things that we're working on um, for summer camps. We have a open house that we are doing on May 17th. We're trying to finalize something really special for that. We also have we're kicking off our Sewanee Smash series, so we're bringing back our local tournaments, and we have our tournament starting, the first Smash Brothers tournament starting May 3rd. Our next Friday fight night, I believe, is the May 9th, I think. So that's our next Friday fight night. It was going to be for Street Fighter, but I'm thinking we might end up doing Call of the Wolves, the new Fatal Fury game that just came out this week. So we might have to make some changes for that as well. But one of the things that I want to do is I wanted to kind of just give the folks a lot of things to kind of what's the word I'm looking for? I can't can't think of the words. But basically, the exact word of what I'm trying to do. But like we have a lot of our STEM stuff set up. We're building out. So in the coming days and weeks, you'll see me start building more of our STEM things. I don't know where my hold on. So one of the things we'll probably build out before then is one of our smart bot car kits. If you're interested in these or any STEM stuff, let me know. We can leave the link in the chat. Um, but we'll be building out a lot of that stuff. We'll also be promoting a lot of the stuff that we have coming up with our summer camp. So we have we have cybersecurity with Minecraft. We have AI. I think we'll be using Minecraft for that as well as Google. We have our UEFN, so Unreal Engine for Fortnite, game design. We have content creation. We have a bunch of different camps, so you can go to Alpha Cybersecurity/camps to get more information on that. But one of the things that I wanted to do for some of I guess, the parents and the older crowd is showcase uh, some of the things we can do with retro gaming. And I have a build at home. If you've seen me stream from the basement at my humble abode, you'll see that I have a setup usually behind me that looks like an arcade cabinet. And I actually built that, I want to say, right before COVID. Um, so I have a gaming PC. I had an older gaming PC that I repurposed into a retro gaming machine, and then I built out the controllers. So rather than using a regular controller, I actually built out like the arcade joysticks. So like I said, it was before COVID. It was when we still had Micro Center and Fry's Electronics. So I got I used to go back and forth to get a lot of the stuff. So I used to go to get my PC stuff, so like my Raspberry Pis and stuff like that. I would go to Micro Center, and then I would go to Fry's to get like any electronics or wiring or anything like that I needed. Um, since then, obviously Fry's closed down. I think Micro Center does have some stuff, but I'm gonna see if I can probably find something on Amazon. If I can't find it at if I can't find it at Micro Center, so let's see. I'm looking for. I know I have some video. I know I have some stuff on it. But anyway, so what we're gonna do is we are going to build a retro gaming machine, and we're actually going to use the mini PC that came in this box, just so you can see how it looks. Normally, I do them with Raspberry Pis. I actually have a Raspberry Pi build. Here you go. Share. I'll actually show you this one real quick. So this is my setup at home. I have a little TV, I think it's like a 32 inch. It's running RetroArch, And then I have my arcade sticks that I built myself, with my Alpha Cybersecurity logos here on each one. So we're going to build something similar to that. We're going to do it in stages. We're going to start with just getting everything set up. So let's go over what we will discuss on stream, and then what we won't, because we can't discuss on stream. So we are going to build, well, we're going to get our machine set up. So right now I'm just kind of stalling because the PC just came, and I'm updating it. Even though we're going to repurpose it, I still like to make sure that everything is updated and patched. So we're pushing out our updates right now, and then after our updates, we will install a system called a program called Batacera. Now, I've never used Batacera before. Like I said, I've used RetroArch, I've used Launchbox. No, I'm sorry, I've used RetroArch and I've used RetroPie. I've messed and like so we're gonna do something new with RetroArch. Shout out to my brother Kron Games 203 on Twitch. We were having a discussion about that the other day. He really likes Batacera, so we're gonna check that out. So I'm just gonna give you another picture. So this is when I actually started building out the arcade six, just in case you thought I was lying. And as you can see, we have our little mini me Funko Pop here, just to kind of give you that added proof. So we have that, and like I said, that's we actually picked. I believe we picked this up from Amazon, but we ended up having to drill out some holes because I think we were missing some stuff. But yeah, that's after we wired it. As you can see, you got the fingerprints. You see underneath it. So, and oh, that's one of my son's drawing from when he was younger. So yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and what's going on, El Sal? Appreciate it. So we're gonna see if we can build something similar for the center. I'm thinking we'll probably have it off. We'll probably have it in the corner. The goal is to have it ready for our open house on May 17th. So that gives us a what 1, 2. That gives us 3 weeks to send almost. Yeah, 3.5 weeks. So we have 3.5 weeks, and we are going to build the machine. We're gonna install the emulators, build the machines. We're gonna build the machine, install Batacera, install the emulators. We're going to transfer the ROMs because we own the ROMs. And then we're gonna see if we can find a cabinet or if we can build out the cabinet. And it's not going to be a large cabinet. Honestly, I'm thinking it might just be something tabletop. I haven't decided yet. And we're going to build out the arcade sticks. So as well as use the controller too. So that's the goal that we're going to try to shoot for. So let's see. Let's go ahead and write this down because with work and everything, it's just been so crazy. All right, so set up PC, install. So let's see, just put it here so you can see. So y'all can see it. All right, cool. All right, so we're gonna set up the PC, and then we're gonna install Batacera today. And then we need to, after that, we need to how to spell. We're gonna install emulators. Now, for the emulators, what are we thinking? I'm thinking Atari. We're thinking the original NES. We're thinking Super Nintendo. We're thinking Sega Genesis. Oh, let's see. where we want to go from there. I'm thinking N64. Gotta have my GoldenEye and my original Smash Brothers. Thinking Sega Saturn. That always have a place near and dear to my heart. Gotta have a Sega Dreamcast. For those who don't know, like to me, the Sega Dreamcast was my favorite console. And it was sad that they had to cut it short. But the Sega Dreamcast was like to me just by far, yeah, Sonic Adventure. Yep, the Sega Dreamcast was my favorite. Sonic Adventure, uh, Marvel vs. Capcom, the Street Fighter Alpha series, what was it? Power Stones, Resident Evil, the original NBA 2K. Like, there's just so many memories for me with that one. And then we go. We're gonna get bold. We're gonna go PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2. PlayStation 2 is another one that holds one that's near and dear to my heart, because that got me through some real tough times when I was in the military and struggling. Hold on. All right, so it looks like updates have completed on our system. So, and then what we're going to do is just so you can kind of follow along, we're going to get a little creative. Yeah, the PS2 blew my mind. Yeah, thumbstick, like I said, for me, the PS2, I mean, I still have, so I don't have my original PS2. So the original PS2 that I had was like I said, that got me through the military. And then when I moved back to Connecticut, someone actually broke into my house and stole my PS2 and my younger brother's original Xbox. Now, believe it or not, I never played the original Xbox. So I went. So my console journey, I played a little bit of Atari. I played the NES. I played the Super Nintendo. Played the Sega Genesis. I played the Nintendo 64. I played the PlayStation 1, the PlayStation 2, Sega Saturn, Sega Dreamcast, and I'm not in chronological order right now. And then I stuck with the PlayStation when the original Xbox came. So I skipped that whole original gen. Actually, I take it back. I did play the original Xbox in the military because we used to do LAN parties in the day room. So in the military dorms, everybody had their dorms. That's yeah, so, oh yeah, the original Halos. That's the only game I played on the original Xbox. Um, but yeah, the military dorms, everybody had their own individual rooms, but then they would have these common areas they were day rooms. And everybody who had Xboxes would set up the Xboxes and do like a LAN party for like Halo 1 and I want to say Halo 2. So Halo 1 and Halo 2 are I think only two games I played. And did I play? No, Gears came on the 360. So yeah, so like I said, so once we got to the 360, That's when I started playing those. And now I did play the Halo games. I just didn't play. I played them. I didn't play them on the handhelds. So handhelds, I played the original Game Boy, the original Game Gear. I didn't own, but I had a PS. I didn't. I'm sorry. I played, but I didn't own the PSP. Game Boy Colors. Um, like I said, I missed a lot of the. My kids had like the DS and the 3DS and stuff like that. So yeah, I didn't do a lot of the handhelds. Okay, so what I was saying before is so we're gonna get a little creative. And I'm actually gonna build this out while we're Game Boy Advance. Yep. Okay, so all right, so come on. Interesting. All right, so if you look here, and I'm actually on the wrong scene, but if you look here, and we'll just move this here. This is our setup for the gaming PC. And just in case you want to double check, we'll just kind of do a quick tour of everything around here, and then here you have me here. So what's up? And if you want to see the gaming PC, it's this box right here. So that is going to be what houses our retro console. Okay, so we're going to just kind of bring this in closer. All right, so we'll go ahead and remove this right now, and then we will when we get to that point. All right, so like I said, so what I'm thinking to start right now, I'm thinking, all right, so we're gonna set up the PC, well, which is pretty much done. We need to install Batacera, and then we need to install our emulators, right? The other thing that we gotta do with on top of that, we gotta have arcade games in here because yeah, because I gotta have my old beat 'em up games like my uh Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time, which is also Ninja Turtles, and X-Men. So we gotta have those. So we will definitely have some arcade games. Oh, definitely gotta have Running Gun. Running Gun was an underrated arcade game, basketball arcade game. So while everybody was playing NBA Jam, I mean I played NBA Jam too, but Running Gun was like a 5-on-5. They didn't obviously they weren't licensed with the NBA, so they couldn't have they didn't have the actual team names, but you kind of knew what they were referring to. So anyway, and I should probably so all right. So now we have. Hey, how you doing? Give me one second, y'all.
No, my daughter's in dance class, so there's checking it out.
Oh, okay, yeah. So this is we do gaming. We have competitive esports gaming tournaments. And then we do tech classes, cybersecurity, stuff with our stuff.
Wow. How many kids you got playing?
So the main wall right here is 12 right here. So usually 5 or 6
Yeah.
like Marvel Rivals. And then we have our console set up over here. We have a PS5. And we usually have.
Are kids playing? Are kids?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So we actually won. We played. I have a Fortnite squad that was in a Scholastic Sports League nationally.
Wow.
So we squads and we so last semester we won the championships. This semester we got knocked out.
Let's go. Are you playing a game in Switch 2 or is that?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Especially with the Mario Kart. I have
Okay. Are you currently playing?
Oh, no. Right now, I'm actually, if you look right here, there's a PC right here. I'm actually kind of going through building a retro setup.
Okay.
So using the game PC.
Okay, I know nothing. Like I play games here and there, but
yes. Okay. So yeah, I'm the plan. I have an open house coming up, and I'm gonna build a retro gaming cabinet.
Nice.
So we're using that mini PC as that's gonna house all the ROMs and the emulators and things like that.
Very cool. That's pretty fun. Well, but yeah, I'm sure you get to hopefully the kids enjoy it too.
Oh yeah, absolutely do. And I actually need to go over into the dance field. I know there's a lot of dads and brothers and cousins and stuff who kind of sit around and offer discounted rates. Yeah. So it's usually $12 an hour.
Yeah.
But if you're doing something here at the plaza, it's like 10.
Okay.
Like you get some gigs while their mom's doing
So you can play it live. You can play everything.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I have a Series X, but I never played. Like I don't have live. I don't have.
Yeah.
Last game I played was Hogwarts Legacy.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah, your daughter. Cool. Me and your daughter would get along.
Well, yeah, she's a big. But yeah, like I said, we do have Rocket League, League of Legends. I mean, we have a big League of Legends. Dota 2 is a big game.
Right.
Counter Strike.
Yeah.
PUBG. Those are we have like big group things that come and say and plays that, and then sometimes they say they. So we have a bunch of good, like we do party nights, like we did an anime night one night. We did a K-pop night that was voted on social media.
So what age would you say it's recommended that the kids play, or is there like a?
If you want to start getting competitive, we start recommend around middle school. Well, maybe fifth grade, sixth grade or so. And then this way, it's no different than if you were to put them in little league or anything like that. So
Yeah.
you do follow a lot of same rules and stuff like that. Try to teach the same lessons and same communication, leadership.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, it's going to come see it again. I've never been a PC person, so I don't know much, but that's pretty sweet. All the games are here. You don't sell any. You don't do anything like that. You just
They're all here. We do have some online communities, like Minecraft. We do that online. We built a server, so this way you can multiple people to play because they're on our servers that are moderated and watched, following privacy laws. I work in cybersecurity as my day job, so
that works. That makes sense.
Yeah.
When is this tournament that's happening? Or is that
So the Smash Brothers tournament is May 3rd.
Okay.
So Saturday, May 3rd, and then we do another one. We do another series called Friday Fight Nights, where we actually like put a table out, and it's like a head-to-head type thing. And
You punch each other.
No.
Not as real fighting. Okay.
But yeah, and then like so, and then we play different fighting games.
Is it full play, or what's the how many people register for that?
It depends. I mean, we've had 16. I mean, it is all depends. Yeah, it depends on the signups. But like I said, we usually max out around 32. We do single elimination because it's just for one day.
Do you enter them yourself? Or no?
Do I compete? No. I haven't played. I used to years ago. I did Street Fighter and 2K. But I haven't competed in it.
What was your name?
Street Fighter? Ryan. So I was always usually stuck with him. And then I played a little guy. It like I said, it depends. Like this is before it got real.
Interesting. Yeah.
And we started breaking down the analytics and counterfeits.
That's how I feel like video games were just a fun pastime or hobby, and then all of a sudden became like a legit thing.
Yeah.
But that's cool. What was your name?
David.
David.
Yep.
David.
Yes.
Okay, Josh. Yeah, well, maybe I'll pass by again, but pretty cool.
All right.
I played Fortnite once, I think.
All right. Well, have a good day.
You too.
All right, John, back. Where was I? Okay, so like I said, we're gonna build out. We're gonna set the PC up, which we just did. So check, because like I said, we made sure all the updates everything is updated. So now we need to go ahead and download Batacera, and we need to set up a we need to plug in our USB and make a bootable USB stick. So let's go ahead and get that started. So I got two keyboards in front of me. We got Sarah, and then so what you're gonna need for this is you're gonna need. Let's go back here so we can just kind of go through here. So what you're gonna need to set up to install Sarah is you're obviously you're gonna need to go to I think it's bodasera.org, and then you need a USB, and then with the USB you need to download a tool called Balena Etcher. I need to learn how to spell it. So what's going to happen is we're going to use Balena Etcher to create a bootable USB of Bodasera. Okay, so Bodasera is an operating system, and Bodasera runs on Linux. So we're just going to go ahead and just call that Bodasera. Right. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to download Bodasera, and we're going to add that with Balena Etcher to our USB to make a bootable USB. Okay. And then once we have that, that, we're gonna go back to our PC. So we're gonna go ahead and install Bodasera to the PC. Okay. So now let's go ahead and just show you what Bodasera is. We'll put it here. I don't think we need to watch the whole thing, but you'll just see what Bodasera is. They have a whole mini movie type thing. But this is for their latest release. Really big here. So it's crazy. All of a sudden I got like I got a migraine coming on. I mean, it looked really clean too. So we got some old classics like Doom, Wolfenstein. If you're one of the old PC gamers, Wolfenstein was probably the first game. Doom and Wolfenstein were the first PC games I played. Shout out to my boy Danny. I used to have this friend named Danny. I didn't used to. I had a friend named Danny, lived down the street from me, and he had a computer, and we used to set all that up there. So. And it's funny, like I remember. I hope they're not watching, but I would go over there, hang out, spend the night, and his parents wouldn't know, but we would be in the chat room. So this is like when IRLs were first a thing, not IRLs, IRCs. But we used to do that, and then we used to play Doom and all that. I know they probably would have had a fit if they knew we were playing Doom and Wolfenstein. But he used to have, like I said, we used to go over there and hang out. He was a big Knicks and Giants fan. So it used to be real interesting going over there. But like I said, I was and still am a Bulls fan, even though we don't talk about them too much. But so we used to go there for the games, and then the Giants games. Like I said, we used to go over there early Sunday. They used to make him and his dad used to make sandwiches, and sit down and watch the Giants games. And like I said, I used to hang out with them. So shout out to them. Oh yeah, yeah. So like I said, I'm this is gonna be um new to me because I've never used Botacera. So we're gonna be figuring it out as we go along. Interesting. Okay. Like I said, we'll probably go back and do I haven't done a wireless. I haven't done a wireless in forever. I'm actually on a web app, and I'm on a web app and API one currently in prod of all things. So I'm terrified. All right, so let's see. So it just so you can see here, it says Botacera is an open source and completely free retro gaming distro that can be copied to a USB disk or SD card with the aim of turning any computer or nano computer into a gaming console during a game or permanently. Botacera Linux does not require any modification on your computer. Note, you must own the games you play in order to comply with the law. So remember what I was saying before about we'll go through what we can and can't do. One of the things we cannot do is show you we can show you how to install the ROMs, but we can't show you how to get ROMs or how to make a game into a ROM. They do have some they're very sensitive about games. Even if you own them and do your own ROMs, they will still consider it piracy. So we don't want that. We don't want to get We don't want to get any strikes against us. We don't want to get in any trouble. So so we're gonna try to avoid that. All right. So all right, so like I said, so we're gonna go ahead now and get everything set up. I believe we already downloaded Belina Etcher. So we just need to now go ahead and get that on our systems. So let me just double check. Did we? Oh no, we did not download Belina Etcher. Okay. So let's go ahead and do that. So and see that show you where you can go for that. All right, so let's go ahead and switch here. We have our setup here, and we're just gonna go to nope, sorry. Go ahead and go to Belina Etcher. And like I said, Belina Etcher is simple. So you literally just download the image, select where you want it to download, and then you're gonna flash it. So while we're doing that, let's go ahead and let's download Botacera. And we need this for the setup. So it's gonna take a few minutes. So while we're doing that, we'll just go ahead and download Belina Etcher as well. So we'll go ahead and download Belina Etcher. So now we have both of those running. And how is our, while we're waiting for that, we will set up our okay. So we'll have that set up like that. Copy. We're gonna go down here. We're going to paste. All right. So this, try to make sure you guys can see. So it's looks like it's backwards. It's crazy. I don't know. Like I said, all of a sudden, I just have this migraine coming on. Okay, so where are we on our download? That is wrong. Come on over here. Minimize that while we're waiting. Looks like so Belina Etcher is done, and now Bodicera has about a couple more minutes left. So, I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can take something for this headache, and I will be right back, y'all. Just give me 1 second. All right, y'all, we are back. So, looks like our stuff is done. Let me go back and switch to my screen. Go back over here. Nope. Go back to this one. So we're just keeping it while we're doing that. We're keeping an eye on our PC because we did have to download some more updates. So we'll keep an eye on that. But in the meantime, we can go ahead and go to Belena Etcher. So here you should see. Let me move it down. All right. So here you'll see this is what Belena Etcher looks like. So what we need to do is we need to pick the file, we need to pick the target, and then we just need to go ahead and flash. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna flash from our file, which is uh, our Botticera image. I couldn't find it for a second. So we're gonna go ahead and open this up. We downloaded it, so we're gonna go to our Botticera image. We're gonna hit open. We're gonna hit open, so you see that. Now our target, we want our target to be this 4 gig. Just want to make sure. This 4 gig thumb drive here. We're gonna go ahead and select that one, and then we're just gonna go ahead and select flash. And now it's gonna go ahead and get this set up for us. So now we just need to go ahead and wait a minute. In the meantime, you see our Windows machine has gone ahead and updated again. Now, like I said, it's probably pointless unless I plan on dual booting, which honestly I probably won't. I probably won't dual boot. I'm debating. I probably should. But if I no, I'm not gonna dual boot. No, maybe I will. I'm going back. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just kind of. I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna dual boot. Um, it might make it a little bit more difficult for what we're doing, but I think it makes sense to dual boot so that if I need to wipe anything or go back to Windows or whatever, I can do that. So back up a little bit. There you go. Like I said, I don't know. I'm thinking I probably should. Well, because if for some reason we decide we want to use it for something else, I mean, the beauty about these PCs, and I'll put the link in the description of where you can get most of this stuff. Um, they're not really expensive. The one I picked up is a little bit more because I wanted more hard drive space. So the setup I have has 16 gigs of RAM and a 1 terabyte SSD. Um, Probably don't need all of that for a retro build, but like I said, it's totally your preference. So so yes, like I said, so we're just gonna go ahead and see if we can get this all set up. So Where are we on our setup? Okay, we're at about 12%, so we still got a little bit of time. So, in the meantime, I guess let me see what's going on. What's going on with folks today? That's me talking. Did I drink any water today? Yeah, I did. I did, Ty. I did drink water. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I've honestly, this last month has been kicking my behind. I don't know if it's just a change of the seasons or whatever. But yeah, it's been like I said, I was fine for a little bit, but yeah, I tried. Yeah, I did drink water. I did drink enough water. At least I think I did. All right, so let's see. Let's just kind of make sure we're not forgetting anybody here. Yep. So okay, so we have the thumbstick. L Style, what's up, L Style? Game Boy Advance. Yeah, like I said, I don't know. I missed out on a lot of the handheld stuff because like I said, I between the military and then coming back and then trying to get my stuff, get it together. And then when I decided to get into tech and I was like, nah, I gotta, you know, I wanted to lock in. Um, I didn't, I avoided a lot. Like I had a PS3 and I think I used the PS3 more for Blu-ray movies than I did for gaming. All right, so we're at about 25% on our build on our on Belina Etcher. You know, it's crazy. I got invited to go speak to a congressman um, recently, and I don't think I'll be able to do it just because I'm gonna be double booked. It's crazy. I got to figure out a way to make that work though. Got a lot of it's been so busy, and like I said, they t- there's so much that I have learned in the last like I said year and a half, 2 years, and what I'm learning is that there's still so much more to learn. So there's just like so many things that I'm just like just starting to figure out, or maybe questions that I had a couple of years ago. Maybe I wasn't asking the right question, but now I'm starting to find the answers to them, or maybe they're just becoming more readily available. But there's a lot of things that are just kind of that I'm starting to realize, as well as some truths that I probably wasn't prepared to come to grips with. And now, like I said, as we're growing and as we're learning, I'm starting to realize that things are definitely going to have to change. Speaking of which, give me 1 second, y'all. I just remembered that today is Tuesday, and today's Tuesday, right? Yeah, today's Tuesday. See, I'm losing track of the days. Yeah, today is Tuesday, right? Jeez. There's an Overwatch update. Oh man, I gotta see. I gotta go push out updates. All right. So while we're waiting, yeah, give me 1 second, y'all. Let me push out. I'm gonna push these updates. I will be right back. Okay, y'all. So I'm back. Sorry, I had to handle that phone call. I had to handle some business real quick, but I just realized that we have an issue. So the the drive or the image was the image that we had was originally a zip file. I wasn't paying attention, and then when we ran it, it crashed. That's what took so long for the flash. And then after that, we had to unzip the file, and the file unzipped to 9 gigs, and we only have a 4 gig drive. So we're gonna actually have to get a larger drive, which we don't have today, which I don't have on me at the moment. So we're gonna have to reconvene and do this either tomorrow or Thursday. So my apologies. I promise we'll be better. I'm gonna go. I gotta drop off. I'm gonna go ahead and figure out what's going on. And like I said, this headache is not going anywhere. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop. But y'all go ahead and be safe. I will talk to y'all